On Thursday night in the Dynamo Stadium in Kiev, Olympique Lyonnais will compete for their third consecutive Champions League trophy, their fifth in total, which would make them the most successful team in the history of the competition. Their opponents will be familiar, as they have met twice before in the final, two-time winners VFL Wolfsburg. The champions of France face the champions of Germany. It's 1-1 between these two so far. Wolfsburg won 1-0 in 2013, Lyon won on penalties after a 1-1 draw in 2016. And it could be just as tight this time. On Friday, in the penultimate round of Division 1, Lyon were held 0-0 by second-place PSG. It was the first time they have dropped points in the league this season. Obviously they have already won the title for the 12th consecutive time, and only need 2 more goals to break the 100 mark, again, which they will almost certainly do against Rodez on Sunday. They have 6 Coupe de France trophies on the spin as well, and will go for the 7th against PSG the Sunday after. And they have those 4 Champions League trophies. But the WCL is the only competition in the last decade to have caused OL problems. As well as in 2013, they were losing finalists in 2010, to Turbine Potsdam. Worse, in 2013-14 and 2014-15, they were knocked out in the last 16. And their last 2 victories have both been on penalties. This is the one competition where the best team in France has not had things all their own way. Facing them, it is a similar situation. VFL have retained their Bundesliga title, sitting 8 points ahead of Bayern Munich with 2 games to play, and won the DFB Pokal on penalties, also against Bayern. They are a little more restrained than OL in scoring terms, just the 55 in 20 Bundesliga matches, but in the league at least, equally as parsimonious at the back with only 6 conceded. However, they have conceded in every round of the WCL so far, not that an aggregate score of 33-7 over 8 matches should be seen as meaning they were ever in any danger. Wolfsburg's qualification was sealed with a 5-1 aggregate win over double-winning Chelsea, the closest to a close thing in their WCL schedule after seeing off Atletico Madrid, Fiorentina, and Slavia Prague. Meanwhile, after a fairly tight quarter-final which they won 3-1 over Barcelona, Lyon beat Manchester City 1-0 after a goalless draw in Manchester to seal their spot in the final. In those matches, the opposition goalkeepers, Sandra Panos and Karen Bardsley, were busy women, which task will fall this time to German international goalkeeper Helmut Schult, aided by a defense featuring Nilla Fischer and Noel Maritz. Lyon's defense, meanwhile, will have to keep tabs on a distributed attack led by Pernille Harder, with goals coming from all over, including Iceland's Sarah Bjork Gunnarsdottir in midfield, who has 6 goals to Harder's 7. While much focus is rightly on All's attack, with Ada Hegerberg on a frankly ridiculous 14 goals, their defense also plays on the front foot. Recently crowned BBC Women's Footballer of the Year Lucy Bronze at right back, fitting well into a system that expects defenders to attack as well. OL are unbeaten this season so far in all competitions. The draw on Friday night might be an annoyance, but is probably not a template for VFL to follow. L'Équipe's report was titled, Lyon buts are unmer, and PSG's approach, of parking the bus and hoping for a break, is maybe too big a risk in a final. Yes, a similar approach also saw them pull off one of those last 16 defeats in 2015, but VFL's approach will likely be more assertive, seeking to catch OL out while relying on Schult and her defense to keep things together at the back. The double-figure scores of the early rounds will not happen here. Traditionally, the later stages of the WCL are close affairs, as teams who do not regularly face opposition of a similar caliber face off. They can be cagey, and can be frustrated, if an attack used to running riot finds itself facing a defense that knows what it's doing. But conversely, that defense can be taken unawares if they find themselves with more defending to do than they are used to. The winner will be the team that finds the right balance. OL are favorites, indicative 1.85 versus 3.95 for VFL, 3.25 the draw, but Wolfsburg have the quality and experience to cause them problems. OL need to keep their focus, make quality chances, and finish them, looking for their own three-peat and the joy of 2016 rather than the bitter disappointment of 2013. OL, Bohati, Pero Magnan, Baca, Bronze, Buchanan, Huara, Mbach, Petit, Renard, Abeli, Hamraoui, Henry, Kumagai, Madri, Marosan, Casgrino, Hegerberg, Laurent, Lasummer, Van de Sand in the matches at 18.00, Cest 17.00 BST, on TF1 in France, and BBC Red Button in the UK. Coverage in other countries is listed here. If there is no broadcaster listed where you are, you can stream the action live on UEFA's YouTube channel UEFA.tv.